thank you, Lord God, for this council, and we thank you for the opportunity just to lead in this season to bring a brighter hope to the city of Montgomery. We know, Lord, that your word declares that except you build the city, they that labor, labor in vain. And except the watchman warned, they that warn, you don't wake us, you wake us in vain. So we ask you to wake our city up. Wake us up to compassion, wake us up to love, and wake us up to the duty to be our brother's keeper. Watch over these proceedings. Allow your will to be done with this council and with this administration so that we might have a brighter day and a better hope. In the name of Christ Jesus, we do pray. Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Please rise for pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council need a motion on the work session minutes from January the 4th.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Come to 5 with 3 abstentions, 2, 6, and 7 abstaining.
Need a motion on the regular minutes for the regular meeting on the 4th.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Have a motion to adopt. All in favor, raise your hand.
7 with 1 abstention.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chip. You're in the absence of the mayor. You are in charge tonight. Talk to us about what you want.
The mayor is at the National League of Cities in Washington with every other mayor from around the country, so very excited about that. He did ask me tonight, though, to call upon our councilman, Clay McInnes, for a special presentation regarding our community hero.
Yes.
Very good.
Today, we would like to recognize a community hero who has contributed to the success of one of our city's longest continually operating movie theaters in Alabama, the Capri Theater, that happens to be in District 7. The Capri Theater was first formed in 1982. Since its creation, it has evolved in our community under the current director of operations, Mr. Martin McCaffrey. Mr. McCaffrey took an incredible leap of faith to relocate from the DC area to Montgomery, Alabama, to run the Capri Theater in 1985, and has continued the theater's mission to educate, encourage, and develop public appreciation of the art of motion pictures, American and international. McCaffrey wears many hats at the Capri Theater, not only serving as its current director, but by greeting guests, overseeing the beautification of the facility with its current campaign to raise funds for maintenance modifications for the theater, and educating those in our community about the unique history. We thank Mr. McCaffrey for his passion for film in our community. He is recognized as one of our community leaders for his tremendous work in preserving the Capri Theater's cultural identity over the past decades and creating the theater to be a place for free speech. I want to thank the Montgomery Advertiser and Executive Director Paige Windsor for giving out the community hero. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman McInnes. As always, I want to thank the law firm of Beasley Allen, which sponsors this award and makes it possible for us to do this every single month, which we appreciate. I was telling Mr. McCaffrey that the first and only movie that I have attended since the pandemic began was at the Capri. It was The Eyes of Tammy Faye. And it was fabulous, as a lot of independent movie theaters bring a lot of art films and a lot of interesting culture to our communities, and so we are grateful for that. We call out for this award Mr. McCaffrey's efforts to preserve the history of the Capri, support film as an art medium in Montgomery, and uphold the right to share even perspectives that some may find objectionable. Therefore, he is the Montgomery Advertiser's Community Hero for December, sponsored by the Beasley Allen Law Firm. Thank you.
Thank you for this. It's an honor, and I really don't know what I'm supposed to say otherwise, but thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Want to take a picture?
Oh,
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Martin.
Anything else? Anything else? Chip? Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay.
No financial report, Mr. Hill?
Mason Bunn, are you here? Mason Bunn, please come forward. Mason Bunn represents the U.S. Representative Moore's office. You want to just say a word to us?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to everybody. Thank y'all for letting me speak for a brief second here. Yes, sir. I work for Congressman Barry Moore, who represents some parts of the city of Montgomery, along with Congresswoman Sewell and Rogers. And we have an office in Wetumpka, Dothan, and Andalusia. We're here to serve anybody from Veterans Affairs casework, assistance with Medicaid, Social Security casework, issues with the IRS. If you have questions about federal legislation or any kind of flag request or U.S. Capitol tours, please let us know. We're always out and about in the district, and we're here to serve the folks of the city of Montgomery, and don't hesitate to contact us if we can be of any assistance to y'all, and thank you to Ms. Johnson.
Mason, you have an office here in Montgomery now?
We do not. The one in the river region's in Wetumpka, but, you know, I live here in Montgomery, and...
We need,
yes, sir. So we're...
need the telephone number, okay?
Yes, sir.
sir,
Oh,
please.
you want the telephone number?
I don't need it now,
Oh,
but
okay. Yes, sir. I will.
just
Yes,
email
sir.
the council with that number.
I will.
okay?
Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Madam Clerk, first item?
Mr. President, item 1, ordinance amending ordinance number 65-2021, Appendix A, Districts 1, 2, and 9.
Need a motion to,
What we doing right here, Charlie?
just, you didn't know about this yet?
Mm-mm.
This is, there was some wording left out of the wording has to go with the redistricting map.
Okay.
There was 2 railroads left out in the swamp. This is the wording to get those in the right spot. That's all it is.
The swamp and the railroad track? No people?
No people.
Correct.
No people.
No swamp people?
Robert, you can tell, you want to tell, Robert?
I can't say whether or not there are any swamp people or not, but
Yeah, no swamp people. Railroads are vacant.
yes, sir. So the GIS division was doing some quality assurance, quality control, QA/QC work on the new district map, and they found multiple split parcels. So this amendment basically resolves those issues. There are no changes to any data or population. All of the amendments basically involve non-populated areas of swamp, railroad, and business only. No population. So this just resolves that.
Any questions? Need a motion to suspend rules?
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous?
Mr. President, move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Item 2, show cause hearing on the proposed revocation of business license of Raven Apartments at 2230 Woodley Square West.
Need a representative of Ravenwood Apartments, please. Ravenwood representative. We're gonna have a rule tonight, and from now on, one person at a time at the board.
All right.
3 minutes strictly enforced for all discussion, and one person at the mic at a time. I'm not going to have more than that. Okay? Go ahead, sir. Who are you?
Thank you, Council. I appreciate you having us here. My name is Paul Meissner. I'm the regional manager for Ravenwood Apartments. I work for Odin Properties. Coming here today to tell you about the improvements that we've done and are planning to do at Ravenwood Apartments. We've just recently purchased the property and have extensive plans to make improvements throughout the entire community. Pretty much, we all want the same thing, to improve the safety and security of our residents. And it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of work, and we're here to do that. Basically, what we've done thus far is hire a new security company. IPSC guards were on site 12/9. We held a security session on 12/28, which Councilman Mitchell, I believe, was able to attend. We started a dialogue with our residents with our new security team. We've created more resources for them to communicate with the leasing office and staff and security, and given them advice on how to handle, any issues that they're experiencing on site. We have a zero tolerance policy for crime and mischief activity. We respond to any complaints, and we want to solve them. We don't want our residents to experience those issues on an ongoing basis. It's very important to us that everybody feels safe and secure in their apartment. That's the first thing that we really want to tackle. It didn't happen overnight, but we plan on fixing it over the long term. Hopefully, with cooperation from the City of Montgomery, working with our security staff, we can definitely make dramatic changes.
Okay.
Our next security session,
Go ahead.
Our next security session is scheduled for 1/28. We're going to be reviewing our patrol logs and criminal activity so that we can make sure that everybody is adequately taken care of. Our lighting is a big issue. Several lights are out. Several wires have been severed. We're going through and auditing our entire lighting system, improving the overall lighting of the entire property with new LED fixtures. We have a contractor who's scheduled to be out there this week to do a hard audit, give us a count of all the wiring and electrical items, but mainly it's going to be several hundred fixtures that we're going to be replacing. Okay. So we plan on doing those improvements. Our gates, we feel that if we have controlled access to the property, we're going to be able to control the level of activity that we're experiencing now. Nobody should be on property that's not supposed to be there. Our security has been advised to engage and see if they're actually supposed to be there. Are they with a guest? Are they with a resident? If they're not with a guest or if they're not a guest of a resident, they shouldn't be there. We have 2 gates that were there, and we've closed off 1, and we're planning on installing new automated gate system. We've just recently filed paperwork on the 17th with the City of Montgomery requesting vacation of the portion of Woodley Square off of East South Boulevard. The request was also sent as a hard copy to Mr. Patrick Dunson, the city engineer. Once this request is approved by the City Council, we plan on moving forward with the automated gate system and pedestrian gate adjacent to the shopping center that would require a key fob system to enter the property. Our cameras, our electrical wiring was completed. The communication equipment and installation was scheduled to begin on the 10th of this month. Unfortunately, the start date had to be pushed back to material delays. Cable was supposed to be delivered with the parts, but they did not make it. We were able to expedite and get another pallet.
We've heard enough. The 3 minutes is up. I've got one other person who wants to talk, Jamal Brown. You want to talk about this item?
Where is he?
A few years ago, I was out there when a young man was killed, just graduated from JD High School. And I'm going to give the council the facts because I'm an activist. And an activist is always on the streets, day in and day out, Mr. President. When y'all sleep, my eyes is out there. These people has operated without a business license, number one. A lot of people over there in Raywood Apartments have been paying rent, and these folks ain't had a City of Montgomery business license. I have a business license. I got to pay mine tomorrow. That's number one. Number two, Mr. President, every time a killing happened out there in Ravenwood, these people always talked about enhancing the security. How many more times we got to keep giving them an opportunity to enhance the security? That's number 2. Number 3, Mr. President, is poor leadership at Ravenwood. The guy that just got through talking to you, the last time he probably visited Ravenwood was probably when they changed the name or remodeled or something, or come to pick up their little money. He don't come down there and visit. They got poor, inexperienced, uneducated folks that work in that office that only want to collect the people rent money, and you got some people standing in the back. Can y'all stand up back there that have problems at Ravenwood and let them see y'all? Everybody that has a problem at Ravenwood. That's the next thing, Mr. President. Lastly, Montgomery had 75 homicides last year. We going record high in 2022. How many times we got to keep preaching this? They let these people come in an apartment complex and mess it up for everybody else. Y'all been giving them chance after chance after chance. I know Mr. Mitchell is tired. That's why he's bringing this up before this council. Please, Mr. President, please, City Council, revoke their licenses and let them people, and them people need their money back. I don't know how they gonna do that, but this place is an eyesore to the city of Montgomery. I can't speak for MPD, but it's an eyesore for MPD too. That people are getting killed out there, they selling drugs out there. It ain't a safe haven, and they need to be shut down, period.
Thank you.
Mr. President, Mr. President, I have been doing this for probably about 2 years. In that 2 years, if Mike, can you put those pictures up, Mike? November the 16th, they came in front of me with I just asked for a 30-day plan. I want to see something in writing that they were gonna do. On December the 17th, they were supposed to have that 30-day plan in writing in front of me. On December the 19th, a young man by Mr. Hall was killed in a spot that's deemed to be unsafe, wasn't well lit. So my thing is, they keep on saying what they plan on doing. They hadn't planned on doing anything because they hadn't did anything. They're still telling me the same thing. What I'm going to do. No, are those the right ones? That's narrow lane. Narrow lane. You should have got some. And Mr. President, they keep on telling me the security guards are there, but show me, their time sheets. I want to actually see. They said that I've been asking for security cameras. Now they're just being wired after, 90 days, and I still hadn't got an action plan. They're not going to do anything until we force them to do something. I have, in your package, you have a package in front of you. I have talked to over 50 tenants that's out there at Ravenwood. All of them are saying the same thing, the living conditions and how unsafe it is. It's a group of guys that hang out at 5 o'clock every day by the rent office. When we talk to the rent office, they say, oh, we don't see them because we leave at 4:30. So we have to do something. We cannot go back and forward until we make a stand and make them do something. They'll never do anything, and my residents will still be unsafe.
I declare the show cause hearing is closed. Now number 3.
Number 3 is resolution revoking the business license of Ravenwood Apartments.
Mr. Mitchell,
Motion to suspend the rules.
all in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Business licenses are revoked.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to commend Mr. Mitchell, but I'd also like somebody to explain to me what the process is now. That we have revoked the license, what do we do? Where does the residents go? What happens to them paying rent? Well, somebody's got to give me an answer besides nodding their head. I mean,
So, Mr. Pruitt, I think that we can do the same thing that we did for the pallet company. The pallet company, we suspended that license and we brought them back up. And what did you do? 45 days?
but what about the residents that live out there?
He ain't got a license, he can't collect rent, can he?
If they don't have a license, they don't collect
They've been
rent.
collecting rent without a license when they didn't have a license.
Well,
I just want to know what we just did for these people that are here when they continue to live in this place in a month from now.
Does the
but
city
they
have the
a
power
license.
to force an escrow of any rents received from this date forward?
I don't think you got anybody.
Stacy, did you hear, what'd you say, Brett?
What we would have, we can file a motion to enjoin the property, but the issue now with the revocation of the business license, we can't require them to implement security measures because they don't have a business license.
If you don't have a business license in from a revenue department, can they collect revenue?
The revenue department can collect, they can apply for a new business license. They can go through finance to try to, basically what finance is going to do is order them to remit taxes on whatever revenue they collect. We will have to go to court and ask the court to enjoin them from collecting rent. And at that point, we can ask the court to order them to sell the property. These are the options we have from a civil standpoint. Ask the court to enjoin them, require them to do security measures in the complexes, ask them to enjoin from collecting rent, and if they fail to comply, order them to sell the property.
Mr. Mitchell, you want to bring, okay, that answers the question? Lynn, you got your answer?
Yes, so same thing. I will actually bring them back in 30 days.
Well, would it be a total revoke, so they can't operate at all now for the next 45 days?
Yes, sir.
I would just like to remind the council that the business license was inactive several months, if not over a year before we acquired the property. It was nothing new. The first thing we did was request a business license to get it active.
Yeah, you guys came in front of me November the 16th. Ms. Harvey was supposed to have a 30-day action plan on December the 17th. So this was after you guys had your business license, because when did you get your business license?
I don't have the date.
Yeah, and I didn't ask for much. I just asked for a plan of action in writing.
And we sent you an email. We didn't realize that we had to, from the past meeting, it wasn't understood that we had to give that to you. Once we realized that and we received an email and letter from you, we got it to you right away. We have an action plan. You have to give us time and a chance to do this.
Ms. Harvey was here, and it says 30 days, and I have the minutes. If you want to look at the minutes.
Yeah, no, I'm not disputing those minutes. We can provide whatever updates you need, show you what we're doing.
Yeah, at this point, I don't want to see it in writing. I want to see action.
Yeah.
So you keep on telling me about what you have in writing. Mm-hmm. This was November the 16th, and this is January the 18th.
Understood. Okay. I know this is a tragedy, what occurred on our property. We're doing everything we can to stop it from continuing. We're working with our residents to try to reach out to us to report these problems, but as you know, is that they are not calling the police. They don't trust the police. They will not report these issues to us or the police. They just turn a blind eye, and we need cooperation from everybody involved. Our residents need to be involved. We are just starting out here. You have to give us a chance to make these problems that didn't happen overnight to fix them. We need time to do it.
Commissioner, you got anything else to say?
No, I don't have nothing else to say,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
It's over. Okay. Sorry. Next item.
I need a point of clarification. Mr. Mitchell had said for them to come back in days. Does
Yes,
that
ma'am.
stand?
30
So you
or
want me to send them a letter to come back in 30 days?
Yes, ma'am.
That will be the,
What are they doing in 30 days?
that will be the second meeting in February.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell, what are they gonna do in 30 days when they come back?
I hope they'll have something that tangible
fixed.
that I can actually see footage of the cameras. I can actually see a time sheet because the residents out there saying they don't have security.
Okay.
Okay. Next item.
You wanted to get at them?
Item 4, review of business license of Narrow Lane Villas Apartments at 4581 Narrow Lane Road.
Matt Ellis, come forward.
You gonna
That's
close
only, one person at a time, one person at a time.
They gonna move in with Rondé?
Huh?
Matt, come on.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we were
Right.
asked.
You're here to
We're
defend
here.
yourself on the review of the business license?
Yes.
Monday?
Matt, can you put up those pictures now, the wrong pictures you had up last? So, Matt, those are the cars that I've been getting complaints about, those pictures that you see here. Also about individuals hanging out on the property late at night with guns. I don't know if you guys have a security guard on that property or what your security protocols when it comes to Narrow Lane Villa.
Yes, sir, if you would, I'd be happy to submit a report or meet with you out there and walk through the property like we've done before on some others and address any issues you guys have because we want to satisfy you and the residents out there. I don't know if you want an action plan. Honestly, this is the first time I've seen these tonight, but we want to continue to work with you like we have at the other complexes.
Yeah, just give me something, give me the action plan, show me what you guys gonna do when it comes to those border up apartments, what you do for your security. Like I said, the same plan that you kind of did with your other properties.
Yes.
It would work there, but I just want to see it put into place. Just don't want to see it on paper.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got two other people to speak. Bobby Cleveland, 3 minutes.
Good evening.
3 minutes.
Once again, thank you for meeting with the mayor's office, the city councilmen, and the chief of police. First of all, I'd like to give thanks for Mr. Mitchell for being so on top of things and coming out to Serenity Townhouses. There has still been nothing done. I'm still sleeping and laying in black mold and mildew. How much longer do you think my body is going to be able to hold up with this issue? No one has been, well, they came today and they're telling me I gotta move this and I gotta move that. That's not my job. It's not my fault because of the fact is that they're not taking care of these apartments like they should. Yes, it's very unsafe, but through the grace of God, I have been able to live in a nice location. Now this black mold and mildew and all these toxins, you're telling me to clean stuff with Clorox and wash about, that's more stuff that's getting in my lungs. My doctor has already acknowledged that I need to be in a clean and safe environment. I need to be put somewhere until they start fixing this. The carpet is so filthy, you wouldn't want none of your children or none of your family members living under these circumstances. Now, once again, I spoke with the lawyer. The property manager is working with me as much as she can, but the district manager says she's not gonna put me up. She don't care if I live or die, apparently. And the attorney is making it seem like it's not up to him, it's up to them. But until I get some results, I'm gonna keep on coming down here. I'm gonna continue to fight this battle because my life is just as precious as yours. They don't treat animals like this. But at the same time, I need some results and I need them now. I can't keep inhaling, suffering, headaches, can't go to sleep because I'm living in an unsafe and unhealthy environment. So I'm asking you, Mr. Jenwright, and all the councilmen, I need some help. I need some more force because just like Ravenwood, they're not trying to do anything. You need to get some professionals out there. The only thing they done is cut The hole in the roof to stop it from raining, I got a small drip on it already. So when is it, and no, ain't no telling how much mold and mildew is in the roof. And that's not my problem. They're saying it come from gun bullets shooting up in the air and going. I don't see that. How can a little bullet flood your house? And it's like I said, once again, I have all pictures of all the black mold and mildew. Read up on it. It'll tell you it's a life and death situation. It's not that something that can be resolved, but at least let me breathe. I'm sick of going to the hospital. I'm sick of going to doctors trying to get some help or trying to find someone in the state of Alabama that can help a 65-year-old resident
Your time
over
is
all
up.
the
Your
years.
time is up.
That's
Thank
fine.
you. Okay.
Attorney Ellis, just 1 second. Can you address, I know we talked about some things that you were going to do. Can you address some of the issues that she was speaking on?
One person had to sit down, Bobby.
No,
Sit
I want
down.
to make sure.
Bobby, you need to sit down.
We're on Ravenwood.
One person at the agenda with time.
Ms. Campbell.
Matt, you come back. She needs
Yes.
to sit down. Okay?
Can you just simply tell the council that what we're working on when it comes to Ms. Campbell over there on
Yes, sir. Now, this is, let's make sure this is at, this is
Ms. Cleveland,
not
I'm
at
sorry.
it's not at Narrow
Narrow Lane Village? No, it's not at Narrow Lane
We
Village.
met out there, it was the day after the last council
Yeah.
meeting. And she had an issue with some sheetrock in the roof. It was fixed that day, I believe it was. And then we gave her the option of moving into another unit. She doesn't want to move into another unit. So I understand she declined that. And she wants some new carpet put in, and they agreed to put the carpet in, but what they were needing is her assistance in moving the furniture out. They don't actually do that for liability reasons. Something gets broken. And I think we're working through that now, but they've been doing everything possible to help her out on what she's asked. Again,
Thank you.
we
Yes.
sent Mr. Mitchell a letter that we sent to her, giving her the option to move out, and she decided not to do that, or
Thank
move
you,
to
sir.
another unit.
Thank you, sir. Please continue to work with her. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Angela,
May I be excused?
yes, sir.
Good evening to the council.
Good evening.
I want to talk about Narrow Lane Villa Apartments. These are some photos of, I've been on site. What you're actually looking at is 2 apartments. They burned. Don't know how long it's been. If you look at the wood, the plywood has been up there for so long that it's starting to peel away. On the other photos, Ms. Blaylock, if you would advance those, I just want to speak a little bit about those on the back side of these apartments. On the back side, there's extra units and all kind of equipment out there that is a breeding ground for mice, and you know what mice brings, because there's a creek that runs behind these apartments in which the water is stagnant back there. This is another apartment also that is boarded up out there in Narrow Lane Villa. I had a chance to talk with several of the tenants out there with a lot of different concerns with maintenance and upkeep. Mr. Mitchell, I wanted to make sure you had that. This particular unit, this is the back side of that burnt unit, but there's also, and I didn't send that photo, but there's also another unit without a cover plate would have electrical wires that are exposed. And there were children out there playing today, which is a safety hazard. We really need to look at this. It's pretty bad. So just want to make sure that the council see some of the things that I see. I was out today with Mr. Tate, and he got a chance to see a lot of this firsthand. But something has to give here at Narrow Lane Villa. Mr. Mitchell, I applaud you for what you do, but we've got to have some standard housing for our folks that are living in these apartments. But thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Number 5, that's been withdrawn.
Well, is there a resolution to number 4? You want them to come back? What are you going to do, Mr. Mitchell?
That was just a review. I'm satisfied. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Item 5, the review of business license for Pine Oaks Apartments has been canceled by Councilor Graham. Item 6, application for a business license for Runnel Hall Event Center doing business as Occasions at 3231 Lower Wetumpka Road.
Felicia Williams, please come forward.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
How y'all doing? I'm here to open up a new business in the District 3 on Lower Wetumpka Road.
Okay.
It's an event center.
Ms. Williams, you have the contract?
Yes, ma'am. Hours for the event center, it's gonna be for baby showers, kids' birthday parties, because I'm Robinson Rentals and I rent out bounce houses. So they won't have them at their house, they can have them at my building now. And the building will be open from 10 to 7 p.m.
No alcohol?
No, ma'am, no alcohol, it's on the contract. And if they do have alcohol, and I come in and I find out they got alcohol, they'll be forfeited, they can't get their deposit back, and they have to be shut down.
All right.
Okay.
Only thing I have is we'll just make sure that we stay within this contract.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward.
No, sir, it's not a public hearing.
There's no public hearing?
No,
Okay.
sir.
All right. I'm
Miss-
sorry.
All right, Mr.
Councilman,
President.
motion.
Motion to suspend the rules?
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt?
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with the business, ma'am.
Okay, thank y'all.
Item 7, application for a business license for a rental hall event center, doing business as Govan's Event Planning and Photography at 3571 McGee Road.
Yeah.
Who's this? Is this yours?
I'm fine.
Good evening, how's everyone doing?
How you doing, sir?
Your name for the record, sir?
Timothy Gavan.
Okay, Mr. Gavan. Anybody got any questions of Mr. Gavan? This is an event center.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
motion to suspend the rules.
Have motion to suspend rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business, sir.
Thank you.
Item 8, application for a business license for a rental hall event center, doing business as Summerlin's Place, 315 West Fleming Road.
Okay, representative of the Summerlin's Place, yes, okay. Your name for the record, please, ma'am?
My name is Barbara Sumlin.
Okay.
And I
Council, you
work-
any questions?
Sir,
I want to know if the council has any questions of you.
No, Mr. President.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, need a motion?
Move to suspend the rules.
Have motion to suspend rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
This is an application for a business license.
thank you.
Thank you.
Item 9, application for a restaurant retail liquor license, doing business as Exquisites at 6134 Atlanta Highway.
Representative of Exquisites here, please.
John.
Your name for the record, sir?
My name is John Holmes.
I can't understand you.
Your name again, sir?
John Holmes.
Holmes?
Holmes.
Holmes.
Holmes, okay.
H-O-L-M-E-S.
Mr. Holmes, what, is this going to be a restaurant?
I'm sorry? Good afternoon. We're here this afternoon to request a new business license for Exquisites located at 6134 Atlanta Highway in Montgomery. The restaurant, basically, we've already got a license. We already got the public health, and the business model was basically designed after a restaurant in Houston, Texas, where basically you're catering to a middle-class group of people. You're doing a more healthier type menu, more design and turkey legs or whatever. The hours of operation for this business will be modeled directly to the business that is next door at basically 11 to 9 p.m. on business days. Now, make no mistake about it, I understand we're requesting a liquor license. I understand everything that's going on in the city of Montgomery right now. But please do not hold that against us and give us the opportunity to operate. If we screw that opportunity up, then hold us accountable.
Well, sir, I saw your ad in the paper this weekend. You had a good bit of advertising in Montgomery Advertiser this weekend. Didn't you? The advertiser? Saw that? Okay, very good. Okay, I think we've heard enough. Council, need a motion?
Mr. President. You need to ask for opposition.
This is an application?
Yeah, liquor license.
Oh, liquor license, okay.
This one's a
Public hearing.
Okay. Anyone has an issue with this, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's proper for the council. Need a motion?
Mr. President, move to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your business, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tea time Saturday.
Tea time is on Saturday. I'm still in mourning. It's an Alabama thing. Okay. Trust me.
Item 10, application for a restaurant liquor license doing business as Echelon Grill at 305 Airbase Boulevard.
Shane Perry, you by yourself? Okay, good. Your name is, yeah, you back there. Okay.
Good evening,
Your name?
Shawnee Perry.
Johnny, okay. This is a public hearing, and it's a public.
Sir?
You just got a new restaurant you could put together?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're here to represent Echelon Grill.
Okay.
We're a new restaurant at 305 Airbase Boulevard. We actually own the building, and we have our security business in that building as well.
Okay, very good. This is a public hearing, and anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward. Against?
Okay.
You against it?
No, I just want to say on board, I had came to talk to, you know, in the
All right.
past, there used to be problems over there. So,
I'm losing control here. I was gonna have one person at the mic at a time.
okay.
Back
so
down.
Let them bad back then. Okay, so in the past, there were problems there, but I went over here and talked to the owner, and she's so sweet, nice, they professional. And I know I'm just a nobody, but I like to put my little stamp of approval on stuff on the west side. So I just want to let y'all know it's a good place to go eat and drink your liquor at.
All right. Okay, thank you. I declare the public hearing been held. Yes, ma'am, you want to speak about this one? You against it? Please got another speaker here.
I'm Ms. Gwendolyn Hampton, and I come to address the city council. We'll be glad to have a restaurant, but we do not want any more whiskey in our neighborhood. We have enough. We have enough whiskey in our neighborhood. It's fine that we have the restaurant, but we are tired of whiskey and violence. There's a lot of violence and hollering already in our neighborhood. And we got a lot of whiskey houses too.
What
We already
neighborhood are you
hollering
from,
about
ma'am?
them too. I'm in District 4.
Which
Mrs.
neighborhood?
Graham.
Which neighborhood in District 4?
District 4,
Which neighborhood, ma'am?
Bear Mesh.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you for your information, okay? Okay, I declare the public hearing's been held. It's proper for the council. Need a motion?
Mr. President, move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Good luck with your new
Resolution is
business.
adopted. Item 11, application for a restaurant retail liquor license doing business as Hilton Garden Inn at 1600 Interstate Park Drive.
Need Representative Hilton Garden Inn, please. Yes, sir, come forward.
Good evening, Council. My name is Mark Barnett. I'm the general manager of the property.
Okay, this change in ownership?
Change of ownership.
Okay, very good. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. Proper the council, need a motion.
Mr. President, motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous?
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with that business, sir.
Item 12, application for retail beer and retail table wine owner off premises doing business as Homewood Suites at 1800 Interstate Park Drive.
Good evening. I'm Francine Mollett, the general manager of Homewood Suites.
Very good. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council.
Mr. President, motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous?
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with the business, ma'am.
Thank you.
Item 13, application for a special events retail liquor license doing business as the Big Wine Bash at 115 East Jefferson Street.
Must be Cecil Scott here.
Is that an old Alabama town?
Your name for the record, sir?
Cecil Scott.
Yes, sir, Cecil. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion.
Mr. President, motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous?
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution
Good luck with
is
your event.
adopted.
Thank you kindly.
Item 14, application for a special events retail liquor license doing business as Valentine's Show at 1555 Federal Drive.
Representative of Toggleville Radio. Ash here. There he is.
You singing?
Roscoe. How y'all doing? Your name for the record, sir.
Pardon me?
Your name for the record.
Roscoe Miller.
There you go. This is a public hearing. Anyone like to speak against this item, please come forward. Seeing none, declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council. Need a motion.
Mr. President, move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor?
Unanimous?
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with your event. I know you got a big one.
Item 15, resolution reappointing Michelle Browder to the Montgomery Historic Preservation Commission.
Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Mr. President, move to suspend the rules for the remaining of the agenda.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous?
All right, need a motion on Michelle Browder.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 16, resolution reappointing Kalia Lalise Bell to the Architectural Review Board.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. 17, resolution appointing Lee Eichmann to the Parks and Recreation Board.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. 18, resolution appointing Vera J. Choice to the Community Action Committee.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. 19, resolution reappointing Albert Wilson to the Industrial Development Board.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 20, resolution appointing Jacqueline Patterson Barlow to the Parks and Recreation Board.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. 21, resolution appointing Thomas Bass to the Montgomery Airport Authority.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. 22, resolution appointing Garrett Smith to the Planning Commission.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. Item 23, resolution assessing the cost abatement of unsafe structures on various lots.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted. 24, pursuant to Section 1153B1 Code of Alabama, authorization of demolition of unsafe structures at the listed locations.
Move to uphold.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Is anyone here from those properties?
I don't see anything on the, nobody signed up.
Okay.
I need to see hands. Unanimous. Item 25, resolution declaring, authorizing, and assessing cost of abatement of public nuisances on various lots.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Mr. President, I want to bring to the floor 4 more appointments.
Okay.
There's appointment for Terry Brooks by Councilor Graham. Well, Terry Brooks' term is expiring, so we'll reappoint him. Councilor Graham is to Willie Graham to serve on that board.
Resolution appointing Willie Graham to the Building Code Board of Appeals.
Need a motion to adopt?
Mr. President, motion to adopt.
We need to
No,
suspend
suspend
the
the
rules.
rules, this one. Yeah, suspend the rules.
Mr. President, motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Mr. President, motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
No.
And I have another one that's Sabrina Von Briggs, the Clean City Commission is expiring, and Councilor Graham is requesting that she continue to serve.
Okay.
Resolution
Ma-
reappointing Sabrina Vaughn Griggs to the Montgomery Clean City Commission.
Need a motion?
Mr.
Suspend the
President,
rules.
motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Reggie Dunn is expiring on the Planning Commission. Councilor Graham wants to request that he continue to serve.
Resolution reappointing Reggie Dunn to the Planning Commission.
Need a motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Last
Resolution
one.
is adopted.
One more.
Demetrius Pruitt, his term on the Clean City Commission is expiring. Councilor Graham would like to request that he continue to serve. Motion to suspend the rules.
All in favor, raise your hand. You went.
I'm moving ahead of you. I'm sorry, brother.
Resolution reappointing Demetrius Pruitt to the Montgomery Clean City Committee.
Okay.
Motion
Now,
to suspend the rules.
all in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
All right, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Okay.
That's it.
Next is discussion of the Park Rangers Department by Councilor Grimes.
Mr. Grimes?
Yeah, I want to, this is just something I know the police department's very short. I see the acting chief Harris is not here right now, so this is probably not a good night, but my thinking is that we could get people to sign up, be park rangers, because their duties would be to overlook the parks and handle crowd control for Camellia Bowl and those events. It won't tire up our police department. That's the thought process there, is that we could hire them. We could probably get people to sign up for that, where we probably cannot for police officers as much. That was the thinking. Would we look at that? They could, Chip, I don't know, I hadn't given any thought who that answer for. Police department, put them under Parks and Rec like they were years ago, but just something we can take a piece of the police department's burden away.
I think it's a great idea. I really do. Certainly worth more discussion.
So, Chip, it's in your box,
We'll take care of it.
okay?
We'll put together a group.
All right.
And
Thank you,
Ed,
Chip.
I'll make sure you know that.
Okay, we have public communication tonight. Bill Gilroy.